Hey guys, and welcome back to another new Animal Crossing video. I'm Crossing Channel, and in today's video we're going to be talking about how gyroids could return to Animal Crossing New Horizons within a future update. Gyroids are really cool and they're definitely missed here in New Horizons. I think a lot of us have been waiting for them to come back for such a long time now, so I'm actually going to be going over some details that you should know about how they might return in the future, and also speculating too. So if you're excited for this video, be sure to leave a like, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and turn on those channel notifications for even more Animal Crossing videos. So if you don't know what a gyroid is, gyroids are these really cool items that you can actually dig up from the ground after it rained in previous Animal Crossing games. These items could be placed within your house, and they would kind of dance around and make their own different sound effects. Now, it might not sound that interesting, but these items were so unique in the fact that they all had their own different variations, like you can see on screen. There were so many. Each one would make its own different noise, have its own sort of different movement. They would kind of gyrate and shake. Obviously, they are called gyroids. And they were just really cool. They were these kind of neat little collectibles that you could get every time that it poured with rain. The day after, you'd actually be able to dig them up like you dig up fossils. So I definitely really miss them. They were such an iconic part of the Animal Crossing series, and sadly they were one of the things that didn't make it back to New Horizons. This actually really surprised me because I can kind of understand them not adding back certain shops and buildings and such, but taking away one of the game's, in my opinion, more core features was really strange. But of course New Horizons did do that with quite a few other things, so I guess I can't really be too surprised at this point. Either way, these guys were such a great collectible in the series, and I just really enjoyed them. And in New Horizons, you'd have so much more potential with them because you could obviously put them outdoors. Gyroids also came in their own little families, so as you can see, some of these guys look very similar to the other ones. They just had shared family groups, and it was very cute. And it was just a lot of fun to try and collect all of them. They would appear in your catalog as their own separate thing, so you could keep track of how many you got. And it's just a neat way to sort of get these different items by digging them up after it rained. It was kind of a unique sort of thing in the games. Now, the gyroids have actually been mentioned in the game's data mine, the data mine by Ninji. Ninji mentions, however, he's already mentioned coding for a cafe section within the museum, a feature present in other Animal Crossing games. The coding also hinted that the cafe would incorporate gyroids, and in the past, a pigeon NPC named Brewster would run the cafe and store gyroids for the players. So this is our biggest hint that gyroids will eventually be coming back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I doubt there would be mentions of them within the cafe section of the code of the game if they weren't going to make some kind of return. I mean, it's very possible maybe Nintendo wanted to implement them and then decided not to, so that's why it's in the game's code. But I think it's more likely it's just one of those features that they're waiting to add at a later date within some kind of bigger update, just like the Roost. Of course, we can't make an Animal Crossing sort of speculation update discussion video without talking about the Roost, but I'm not really going to go into too heavy detail here. It is just worth mentioning that Brewster is a really big fan of gyroids. He absolutely loves them. He collected them and even made his own in Animal Crossing New Leaf, as you can see here. So you could basically collect your very own special gyroid Brewsters, which was really great, something that he would give you as a reward for doing tasks for him. So I could definitely see Gyroid and Brewster returning at the same time. I think that would make a lot of sense. Perhaps Brewster could sort of store your gyroids again, though that's a bit pointless. We have massive storage in our own homes, so it'd probably make more sense if maybe Brewster would buy gyroids off you, or he could add them to his own collection or something, or maybe you could just trade them in for certain items because he just loves gyroids so much. You know, there's a lot of potential here, and I really think it'd be great to see these two return at the same time. I think a lot of us want gyroids to return. A lot of the reason for that is because of nostalgia, but at the same time, they would make an absolutely great collectible for Animal Crossing New Horizons 2. I don't know about you guys, but I've been playing the game since March the 20th when it came out, and you really do find yourself running out of things to do every day. It won't take you that long to complete your fossil collection. Even if you don't time travel, it's very possible that by now you probably have ran out of most daily things to do. Of course, there are the daily routines that you can just keep on doing, but it's a bit of a shame when it feels more like a grind rather than something that's exciting. So adding gyroids in and having the potential to dig them up every day would honestly be really fantastic. It would just give you so much more to do from day to day, and that's really something that I feel like Animal Crossing New Horizons is missing. The ability to let players make up their own activities each day and kind of have something more productive to do with their time. So when you log on, perhaps if you had already completed the sort of fossils, you could instead focus on digging up gyroids, which would be really great, and it's definitely something that I miss doing in this game. I did a lot in Animal Crossing New Leaf because you could dig the gyroids up and you could actually sell them on, and that was something I really enjoyed doing because you could get so many bells from these gyroids. I know you can get them from fossils too, but it was kind of nice to have this extra little bit of income, and it just worked really well. Perhaps in Animal Crossing New Horizons, maybe you wouldn't even dig them up, maybe you'd actually get crafting materials to craft them. But personally, I think they should bring back the sort of feature to dig them up. I definitely have to make some space on my island because most of it is covered in custom patterns and flowers, but still, it'd be nice once again to have a reason to dig up and get something else from the ground that isn't just fossils. So hopefully we can see these happen within a future update. Like I mentioned, this screenshot really illustrates just how many different types of really cool gyroids there are, and how they could work for so many different island themes, so many different house themes, and just how charming and unique they are. If you didn't know, gyroids are kind of supposed to represent the sort of buried dead, I believe, so it's kind of interesting that they pop up after it rains. I believe they are a part of Japanese folklore, so gyroids don't really make as much sense in sort of, you know, other sort of contexts, but they're so iconic to Animal Crossing New Horizons as a whole, they're so iconic to Animal Crossing as a whole, that I think players would just love them anyways, you know. Even if you're a bit confused about the meaning behind these items and what they actually are, they're really cool. They look cool, they make cool sounds, they move around, and they're just a fun little collectible. So I can't imagine anyone wouldn't want to see these guys make a comeback. It just feels like such a shame to leave them behind in all the previous Animal Crossing games, since they have been there since the very start. I mean, literally in the original Animal Crossing game, you would have a gyroid outside of your house to help you with things. So the fact that they aren't here in New Horizons except for Lloyd is just a bit strange, and it also makes Lloyd even stranger because he's the only one of his sort of kind in this game. So come on Nintendo, please bring back the rest of the gyroids. I'd love for you guys to let me know it down in the comment section below if you want to see gyroids return in a future update, and how likely do you think it is that they will return in the future. If you made it to the end of this video, be sure to comment Bob's Gang down below so I can know that you watched all the way through. I want to give a big thanks to my channel members for helping support the content that I make here. If you want to become a channel member and get a whole bunch of cool perks for doing so, click the join button or the link in the description to learn more. You can get really cool things such as exclusive emoji, a badge by your name, exclusive content and community posts, and so much more, so be sure to check that out and consider becoming a channel member. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed, I should say. If you did, be sure to leave a like, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and turn on channel notifications for even more Animal Crossing videos. You can check out my links and my merch in the description, and you can check out 2 videos on the right side of the screen. Thank you for watching.